Hello everyone, welcome back. So this time we're going to talk about unit length tolerance. Now, every time we've been talking about straightness tolerance in the past, it applies to the entire cylinder, applies to the entire surface. The entire surface is getting controlled all at once. But sometimes you want to make sure that things don't change too quickly. Like, for example, I could have a straightness tolerance. Here's my cylinder, I'm controlling the surface, and I have, this boundary. Looks something like this. And, it might be changing down a little bit, then suddenly swoop up and then back down again, and swoop up and then back down again. Now, you might not care if it has a fairly, let's just make that variation larger, a very gradual change in its variation. But these sudden, quick changes, that could mess things up. That might be something you don't want to see. And so what you'll do is you'll have a unit length tolerance. So in this case, we have a composite feature control frame. And you can see that my straightness tolerance is being shared by two feature control frame boxes. The first one, without any special symbols in it, applies to the entire surface. And you can see that it's larger than the other one. So in that tolerance, the drive median line can vary by 0.01 and it gets more bonus tolerance as we go away from that. But in any 1 inch segment, so this is a length here, and in any 1 inch segment, it cannot vary by more than 0.002. Now, over the entirety of it, it'll vary by 0.01, but in any 1 inch segment, it cannot vary by more than 0.002. So we want to control how quickly the straightness changes, as well as the overall straightness. And that unit length distance, it can be any value you want. You can say 6 inches, you can say half an inch, whatever you need it to be. So it's completely based on your requirements for your project. Now, you can also make a functional gauge, as long as you're at that max material condition modifier, to check this. You would just make sure that, for example, if you had a cylinder and you're trying to check if it passes straightness, well, then you would make sure that the hole that you're pushing it through has a length of 1 inch, or whatever the unit length is. And you would just see if it can go all the way along the length. If it can make it all the way across it, it passes. If it can't, then it fails. So the gauge length is just going to be equal to our unit dimension, which will be shown in that feature control frame. So that's it for this time. All we talked about is that you don't have to control the entire surface with straightness tolerance. You can also control short segments of the entire surface. Not saying you're not controlling all of it still, like that unit length tolerance does go across the entire surface. It's just I'm only ever controlling 1 inch of it at a time, or 2 inches of it at a time, some section of it at a time, to also control how quickly the straightness varies, as well as its magnitude. So, thanks for listening. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.